I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light.
Runway awareness, OK.
Meters.
The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drum's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soared into the light.
And here we are again, leg 3 of the Glideslope goes around the world. My third leg to actually go around the globe will take me today from Athens in Greece to Tel-Aviv in Israel, and we'll be taking this beauty, this Boeing 737-800 from El Al Airways, the national flag carrier for Israel. And today's flight is probably will be the smallest flight, the shortest flight I'll make throughout my entire globe-trotting tour. I expect this flight to be around an hour, maybe a little bit more, but we'll see. Depends on the approaches and of course the departures. The approach to Tel Aviv is actually pretty wild because you need to go in straight in on a very tight corridor because you know, it's things aren't going that well in that part of the world. But political questions aside, today is all about flying, and we'll be taking the PMDG 737 back to a flight. It's been a while since I flew the PMDG, to be honest. It's not really, I mean, I'm an Airbus guy, converted Airbus guy, but I usually used to fly PMDG quite a lot and 737s quite a lot. So it's kind of going back to my origins, you could say. Although, yeah, I've not been very faithful to the Boeing family recently. But anyway, we'll be taking it. It's always a reliable plane when it's a PMDG aircraft, and today is not going to be an exception. So let's jump right in. And here we are, back into our cockpit. Now PMDG is, hello Betsy, nice to see you. PMDG has always gotten us used to having the plane already powered in, and we don't really need to power it up from cold and dark. But I really need to set up a preset to be cold and dark, because I really like that aspect of turning on the plane. I don't don't know about you guys, but that's the way I like to do things. So before we get started, let me thank you guys, Trexie and Andrew. Thank you guys for coming. I'm just picking up my usual checklists from my pocket here. I have a little checklist pocket here next to me where I have all my paper checklists. I'm very old school. Although I know there's electronic checklists for pretty much any aircraft these days, I'm still the kind of guy that likes to fly with the paper. Alright, let's load our flight for today. And here we are. So this is Alpha Lima Yankee. This is the LL call sign. WT3 because it's World Tour number 3. And we are departing from LGAV to LLBG, so Athens to Tel Aviv, Ben Gurion Airport in Israel. And I'm going to request a METAR and all that, but this, you will see, tends to be a little outdated, so I'll just stick to that. So let's first of all get our papers sorted in. So let me go back here to the flight plan. So we are expecting cost index of 20. This is always important to pay attention to. Eleftherios Venizelos to Ben Gurion, correct. We are expecting takeoff weight of 67.7, zero fuel weights 59.4, give or take. Our flight level will be 350, and as you can see, we don't have any step climb because we won't have time for that. Block fuel is 8.5, and here's our routing. So we are expecting runway 21 Lima via the Key EA 1 November departure, direct to Key EA. So this is probably a VOR, and this is probably an RNAV departure. I've not paid attention to that, but let's see how it is. So where is that? We need a sit, not a start. So let's go back here. There it is, Kia 1 Hotel. Was it Kia 1 Hotel? I have a memory for goldfish sometimes. Key 1 November, not hotel. So not this one. 1 November. This is not Kia 1 November. Kia 2 Lima. Where's Kia 1 November? Kia 1 November, there it is. Spin it. And we need the airport chart as usual. Down here, there it is. So pin that as well, and that's good enough for now. All right, let's go back to home plate. This will be our flight plan here. So like I said, it's mostly flying over water, as you can see here. So direct, we won't even cross Cyprus, we won't even cross Turkish airspace, straight out of probably Turkish Cyprus airspace, because I think it controls this area here, this entire sector here, or maybe direct to Israel. I'm not sure who controls this area, to be honest, but it's not important right now. Alright, let's get back to our plane, make sure everything is fine and dandy. This is the takeoff performance. We'll get back to that. I need ground operations. So I'm going to remove all vehicles because I don't want any vehicles interfering with GSX. So air start unit, air conditioning unit, ground power is connected. That's what we want. Entry, not stairs, it's going to be jetway. Alright, so this is the jetway, but we'll request via GSX. Alright. So, oh, GSX is just loading. Thank you. Boarding requested. Use jetway. The plane does have its own stair system, but integrated stairs, but look at that. Piraeus. Did I say welcome to Drexy and Andrew? I'm sorry if I did. My apologies. I was so distracted with starting this thing. I completely forgot if I said it well. So pre-flight checklist, let's go. Parking brake. Well, it's not set, but it will be. This is a new version. Pedestal here for the 737. Battery switch is on and covered. Otherwise we didn't have power here. Ground power is... it was IRS selected left and right, it is already aligned. Cabin utility is on, as well as IFE passenger seat power. Emergency lights armed, they're armed and protected and covered. Logo lights set to on. Let's look at the overhead. Ah, much better, so much better. Logo lights to on, position lights to steady as they are. Window heat to on, so turn on the window heat, so right up here. Just wait for those lights to turn on. Here they are. Trim air is set to on, recycling fans both set to auto. Isolation packs left and right set to auto, isolation valve to open. Pump forward 1, set on. Altimeters, we'll set them in a moment. Transponder, let's go down. Wait, now it's no longer on the overhead. So, altimeters now, let's take a look at our D80s. As always, QNH 1012. So, oops, too much. There it is, 1012, set and cross-checked, as well as our standby done. Transponders set, altitude off, so we just come here to the pedestal, and altitude is off. Flight directors both to on, left, right, and now we're going to set up the FMC. Alright, so let's first of all connect to FMC, verify the data, so it's active to September 3, it's correct. Position initiation, so we're going to select, it's already lined up, we don't need to reselect, yeah, it's already aligned. Well, we won't have PFD and MD if that wasn't the case. So let's go to index, positioning, done, index again, performance. First of all, route. So route is not connected yet. So flight plan request, Simbrief route to LGAF to LLVG, correct? So we are going to set the payload, set the fuel, and now select the route. It's been requested. It's simulating data link connection. Pretty simple. Route uplink ready. Load. Waiting for it to load. Passengers are being loaded while we talk, and there it is. Route data uplink completed. Right, let's go to now different legs. Confirm that we do have our flight plan inserted. Let's go for departure. We'll need the clearance to fill in this information here and the perform initiation. Since we already loaded the aircraft, we can go here to the mass imbalance page or weight imbalance page and just press this button again just in case no numbers change. So we need 0 fuel weight, so we need to insert all the data. So gross weight, actually, this isn't an Airbus, so gross weight is no, 0 fuel weight, I was right. So 0 fuel weight is 59.4. Gross weight will be calculated after that. Is it in pounds? It's probably in pounds. Give me a second here. I've done this in almost all flight sim PMDG aircraft. It defaults to pounds instead of kilograms. And this is kilograms. Yes, kilograms. So give me a moment. I need to do this all over again. Why doesn't it just save one for all? I'm not sure. This is not it. So options probably, or aircraft. Let me see. Equipment. get there. There's just so many options in there. Definitely not here. It's gonna be options simulation. I just passed by it. I'm pretty sure it's not performance. This place? Probably this place. Really, PMDG, just give us an option to set everything in kilograms. I'm always, there it is. Done. Now it's gonna work. So again, zero fuel weight is 59.4. Oh, it's already there. 59.4. There, and now its gross weight is calculated. Cost index is. We need to go back to the flight plan. I said it was important, but I didn't memorize it. So let's go up. Cost index is 20. And our fuel reserves are going to be too fast. FinRes, it's going to be 30 minutes, so it's approximately 3%. Now let's just put the data, so it's 11, so it's 1.1 FinRes. Alright, let's go to N1 limit. This is now going to be calculated by our performance calculator. So first of all, we're going to need clearance.
Venizo's delivery, LL Whiskey Tango 3, Boeing 737-800, date Bravo 11, request IFR clearance to Ben Gurion, information Papa.
So we got Papa.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, Venizo's delivery, cleared to Ben Gurion Airport via the KL1 November departure, runway 21 left, climb via SID to flight level 240, squawk 6112. Cleared to Ben Gurion Airport via the KR1 November departure, runway 21 left, climb via SID to flight level 240, squawk 6112, LL Whiskey Tango 3. LL Whiskey Tango 3, read that correct. Contact ground 121.9055 when ready for push or start. Ground 121.9055 when ready for pushback or engine start, LL Whiskey Tango 3.
Alright, we got our clearance, runway 21 Lima, via Kia 1 November, just as we predicted it would be.
Wizard for Mike November, gate Alpha 56, request pushback and engine start.
Wizard for Mike November, Venizo's ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast.
We were clear to
Wizard for
flight
Mike
level
November.
240 out of the gate, so yeah, it's a very fast climb out of Athens. It's a direct, straight out approach. So we've got everything set up, and let's just confirm here the legs. Do we have any discontinuity? Nope, not available. Not that I'm noticing. Let's go for the initial reference. Still need to set up the N1 limit. So now we're going to go for our performance page. So we're going to import from flight plan. Import the weather. So we are going for runway 21 Lima.
EGN 32 Hotel,
From
taxi to
L-Gav,
holding point
runway
Delta 14,
heading
runway
212,
21 left,
good to
via Echo Charlie 2, Echo Charlie, Delta
Just a
12,
set there.
Delta.
Taxi to holding point Delta 14, runway 21 left, via Echo Charlie 2, Echo Charlie, Delta 12, Delta, EGN 32 Hotel.
And that's it. Let's calculate.
Wizard 9 Zulu, Juliet,
Right, we
take
got,
power
we're going
35,
to take
request
off at
pushback.
flaps 5, our N1%
Wizard 9 Zulu,
92,
Juliet,
rating is
Venizo's ground,
takeoff
pushback and
2,
engine start approved.
our
Face southeast.
selected flex temperature is 33 degrees, trim set 5.32, V1
Wizard 4 Mike
143,
November,
VR
request taxi.
144, V2 148, and the VREF
Visa 4 Mike November, taxi to holding point
and our
Delta
takeoff
14
weight will
runway
be
21 left, via Golf Delta
67.9.
2 Delta.
Taxi to holding point Delta 14 runway 21 left via
So
Golf Delta 2
selective
Delta
OBT
Visa 4 Mike
is
November.
going to be 3.3. These rates are a little colder than usual. We're going to select takeoff 2, very restricted, and it's going to automatically set us to climb 1. As for takeoff, we're going to select flaps 5. Takeoff trim is 5.32. That will set the CG, sorry, that will set us a trim of 7.9, quite high of a trim. And the QRH is telling us 143, 144, 148, which is 143, 144, 148, correct. V1, VR, V2, done. Alright, performance initiation complete, as well as N1 limits, takeoff page complete. Let's leave it here for our departure. Let's set our guy here, our Betsy, for legs, although the GSX tends to use this to operate the doors and all that, so
With a minus Zulu Juliet, request taxi.
Right, so
Visa 9
now
Zulu
we're going to
Juliet,
set the
taxi to holding
MCP
point Delta
speed
14
to
runway
V2
21
plus
left, via Kilo
10,
Delta
so
8 Delta.
we have
Taxi to holding point Delta 14 runway 21 left via
for
Kilo
initial
Delta
speed,
8
although
Delta
we'll
with a minus Zulu
engage
Juliet.
VNAV, and it will do its own thing. Actually, we can set it to vRAAS 151. Auto throttle engaged, and both FDs set. LNAV and VNAV to armed. What's the matter? Flight directors are on, why can't I engage LNAV and VNAV? What am I missing? Set all the brakes to RTO. I'm missing something. What am I missing? Usually this happens because there's something missing in performance. Oh, trip altitude is 320 if I'm not mistaken. Let me confirm. There's always something missing that's preventing 350. So 350. Alright, now we can activate LNAV and VNAV. The plane simply didn't know. LNAV, hello. What's the matter, boyo? LNAV is not engaging, right? Is there any problem with the legs? No? No issue with the legs. Should be able to arm it. There's no error now. It's going to be a problem, isn't it? We'll just set the heading for now and hope for the best. Right, let's start our APU now.
Contact Wind ISO's Tower 118.625.
Contact Tower 118.625, Region 3 to Hotel.
What's this light turned on for some reason? On the Max, we don't have this gauge. It's very useful for me. I don't know why they removed it. Because it tells you when the APU is starting up. You do have an ECAS warning when it's on, but still. I prefer the old school method myself. That's also set to cruise altitude to 350. There it is. Landing altitude will set mid-flight.
Visa 9 Zulu Juliet, contact Wind ISO's Tower 118.625.
Contact Tower 118.625, was a 9 Zulu Juliet, bye-bye.
APU available. And delete. Alright, pre-flight checklist complete. Let's go forward to before start checklist. We got AC running. Ground power, let's disconnect it now. We have our own APU. So release. There it goes. pumps. Chocks have been removed. Parking brake is set. Flight deck doors closed. Windows also closed. Check. Yaw damper. Come on. Yaw damper 2 on. Probe heat 2 on, both left and right. Hydraulic pumps, electrical 1 and 2 on. Fuel pumps 2, we'll set them on once we start. Passenger signs 2, both on. Anti-collision lights will be turned on once we get our clearance. And then we'll start the engines. Alright, let's call GSX and tell them that we are good to go. HUD here. There's our pin there.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Nice Greek accent. Let me see if I don't forget to launch the clock. It's this button.
Wizard 4 Mike November, contact the ISO Tower 118.625.
Departure
Contact
check
Tower
complete.
118.625. Wizard 4 Mike November.
We got the bypass pin inserted. And let's request push and start.
LR Whiskey Tango 3 Gate Bravo 11 request pushback and engine start.
LR Whiskey Tango 3, then ISO's ground, hold position for traffic.
Hold position LR Whiskey Tango 3.
Hold position. Betsy's handling the comms for now. I'll be taking over in a moment.
LR Whiskey Tango 3, then ISO's ground, pushback approved. Face northeast.
Northeast.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast. LR Whiskey Tango 3. Rising.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes, alright. So, in this plane you need to press the pedals and
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at wheel.
Alright, let's start number 1 first. Should automatically turn off the backs, don't know why. %, going at 2.
Turkish Tango Kilo 1846 Heavy, at gate Alpha 5, request pushback and engine start. Turkish Tango Kilo 1846 Heavy, then ISO's ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northeast. Pushback and engine start approved, face northeast. Turkish Tango Kilo 1846 Heavy.
1 started.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brake set.
Giving your confirmation for a good engine start.
Affirm. Can we engage LNAV now? We still cannot engage LNAV. I don't know what's missing here. Start number 2. We can tell them to disconnect.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Start number 2. Everything looks peachy. Not sure why it's not engaging. Is it missing the plant fuel? Because I don't usually fill that in.
Tow track disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
That's okay. Like so.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Copy. There goes our lady there.
Turkish 3 Alpha X-ray Heavy, request taxi. Turkish 3 Alpha X-ray Heavy, taxi to holding point Delta 14, runway 21 left via Echo Charlie 2 Echo Charlie Delta 12
For
Delta.
taxi checklist, engine
Taxi
1
to
and 2
holding point
on,
Delta
NTI is
14,
not
runway
required,
21
auto
left
brake
via
set
Echo Charlie 2
RTO,
Echo Charlie
flaps
Delta
set
12
flaps 5,
Delta, Turkish 3 Alpha X-ray Heavy.
set trim, set for takeoff, so we have 3, yeah, that's about it. It automatically sets it. APU turn off. First of all, let's engage the generators.
Eugene 288 Bravo 13, request pushback. Eugene 288, Van Isos ground, hold position for traffic. Hold position for traffic, Eugene 288.
Is the anti-collision, and we can turn on the end-wing. Packs left and right to on or auto. APU bleed to off. Isolation valve to auto. Flight controls, let's check them. Full deflection left, neutral. Full deflection right, neutral. Full pitch up, neutral. Full pitch down, neutral. Full rudder left, neutral. Full rudder right, neutral. Flight controls confirmed. Ground equipment has been cleared. And we need to turn on the taxi lights and runway turn off lights. Return, request taxi.
LL Whiskey Tango 3 ready to taxi to the active.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, taxi to holding point Delta 14, runway 21 left via Echo Charlie Delta 12 Delta.
Taxi to holding point Delta 14, runway 21 left via Echo Charlie Delta 12 Delta LL Whiskey Tango 3.
So we are at this gate here. We need to taxi via Echo, which is probably where we are. Now straight to Charlie, then Delta 12. Where's Delta 12? There's 10. There's Delta 12, all the way to the end there. And then wait at holding point Delta 14, so the very last one. Alright, let's go. Parking brake off. Parking brake to off. Hello. There it is. Being temperamental. Dancing out. Lots of inertia for these older planes with weaker engines. Can I engage the LNAV? Still cannot engage the LNAV. If anybody knows what I'm doing wrong. Usually it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. Alright, let's now turn here. Then turn left to Echo. And then Charlie. That's the one Charlie there. And now we are going to go all the way here to the bottom. I'm a bit concerned with that LNAV attitude there. Still got a few
Eugene 288, Van Isos ground, pushback and engine start approved, face northeast.
to
Pushback and engine start
Troubleshoot.
approved, face northeast, Eugene 288.
entirely sure what's fishing. Turn off VNAV. Nope. Nope. Really not sure what is going on. Is it a bug? Could be a bug. Could be a bug. KFC, nice. Have a good one. Traxi here is saying he's eating KFC on the channel. It's better than airplane food, that's for sure. Let's not steer away from the taxiway. You could guess that I'm in Athens just by looking at the Aegean. Oh, look at that! It's signaling that I'm on the approach. What? ILS? What the heck?
Aegean 288, taxi for departure.
Why is it locked on the
Aegean
ILS
288, taxi for holding point Delta 14, runway 21
That's
left,
why
via
it's
Echo,
all
Charlie,
over the
Delta
place.
12, Delta. Taxi to holding point Delta 14, runway 21 left, via Echo, Charlie, Delta 12, Delta, Aegean 288.
This is so odd.
Digit uniform 28184 gate Alpha 56, request pushback and engine start.
About this during the flight, it's going to be a
Digit
bit of a
uniform
pain to do that.
28184,
We'll
Venice
try.
ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast. Pushback and engine start approved. Face southeast. Digit uniform 28184.
Kia 1 November. This is correct. So everything looks okay. I'm not sure what's going on here. I finished all the performance for takeoff. Everything looks peachy. I cannot engage LL because it's stuck on the ILS profile. Look at that. If I turn off flight director, it's still on the ILS. That's crazy, man. It's gotta be an issue. It's gotta be a... Alright, let's go with start the set this to weather radar. It's already set the transponder to on. Parking brake. Auto throttle is armed. Takeoff data V1, V2 and VR is set. Terrain and weather display. We got weather on main display. That's the holding point on the left there. Position lights set up.
Easy 31 Yankee Romeo, request taxi.
Transponder set TARA and the clock
Hello,
is
Whiskey
started.
Tango 3. Contact Venice Tower 118.625.
Over to Tower 118.625, allow Whiskey Tango 3.
There we go. So we got everything pretty much set up. We're just going to do the before takeoff checklist here. Landing lights will be turned on, the position lights will be set to strobe and steady, taxi lights will be set to off, transponder is already TARA, and then we'll set up our clock for takeoff. Usually I set the right clock for that matter. Yeah, look at that, I don't have a PFD here. At least the flight mode isn't correct. So we'll hold here and try one last attempt to debug all this. So what's this on? Is on primary? It is on primary. So we got IMC, right? So let's set this to primary. Auto throttle 3 armed. But this is not good, guys. So I'm going to fly heading until I can figure out what's wrong. Request departure.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, holding short, runway 21 left.
What am I doing wrong?
LL Whiskey Tango 3, Venice Tower, wind 220 degrees 6 knots, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff, LL Whiskey Tango 3.
We are cleared for takeoff.
Approaching 21 left.
Confirm 21 left. No traffic on the approach.
Turkish 3 Alpha X-ray heavy, holding short, runway 21 left.
Turkish
On
3 Alpha,
runway
X-ray heavy,
21
over to
left.
Hold short of runway 21 left.
Hold short of runway 21 left, Turkish 3 Alpha X-ray heavy. runway 21 left, line up and wait, Turkish 3 Alpha, X-ray heavy.
80 knots.
Confirmed.
Rotate.
V1, rotate. I didn't want to get out of the ground. Positive rate of climb gear. Pick up the flight director. Now the flight director is out of ILS, and now we got LNAV. Alright. Really weird bug, isn't it? Never seen that.
Turkish 3 Alpha, X-ray heavy Van Isos Tower, wind 220 degrees, 6 knots, flight heading 040, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 040, runway 21 left, clear for takeoff, Turkish 3 Alpha, X-ray heavy.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, contact Athens departure 128.905.
Contact Athens departure 128.905 LL Whiskey Tango 3. Athens departure, LL Whiskey Tango 3. Good evening, passing 2,400 feet, climbing to flight level 240.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, Athens departure identified.
So much easier with the HUD, isn't it? Really wish the Synaptic A220 had its HUD. I really love to fly airplanes with a HUD. Makes our job so much easier. And notice I have not
Athens
engaged
departure,
autopilot yet.
Turkish 3 Alpha, X-ray heavy. Good evening, passing 1,800 feet, climbing to flight level 240.
Turkish 3 Alpha, X-ray heavy, Athens departure, good evening, identified, climb flight level 240.
Climb flight level 240, Turkish 3 Alpha, X-ray heavy.
Turkish 3
Really weird
Alpha,
bug.
X-ray heavy,
Gotta
resume all
talk with you
navigation.
guys at the PMDG
Roger,
about it.
resume all navigation, Turkish 3 Alpha, X-ray
The
heavy.
HUD now. I have to take off checklist, positive gate. We got a gear up, auto brake set off. It should, I think this should be set back to off after weight on wheels detected and wheels are up. Flaps retracted and autopilot has been engaged. I have to take off checklist complete. That's a transition altitude here. 090, good to go. We can turn off the taxi and we're going to turn off lights. Say goodbye to Greece. Now we have been turning southeast, directly towards Israel. We're scheduled acceleration there. The FPV here. Plane was a little sluggish on rotation. Not entirely sure if my mass balance was correct. Probably not.
Athens departure, DJ 288, good evening, passing 1,800 feet, climbing to 6,000 feet.
Transition
DJ 288,
9,000.
Athens departure identified, climb flight level 180. Climb flight level 180, region 288.
Let's turn off this pump here. Still got fuel on the right pump probably. It's not lit up. Once it lights up, I'll turn it off. We can turn it off now. It's gotta be on fumes already. Passing 10,000 feet, external lights off. Climb checklist complete. Now we only need to worry about the descent checklist. Still some light source I'm not aware of. I think this is coming from the cabin, but it is illuminating, as you can see here, by look at that. Where is this light coming from? It's definitely coming from somewhere emitting. You can see the source here. It's emitting, I think it's the cabin light. And if that's the case, that's a little bug to handle. So we got some nose wind already. So we can go back to standard format. So let's set our transponder to there it is. Still need to
Engine 288, contact FNA radar 125.2, bye-bye. Contact FNA radar 125.2, engine 288.
Clock. Now it's
All
irrelevant
aircraft
now.
be
This
advised
is out
information
of the
conveyed,
gate.
now current
This should be
QNH
flight time,
1011.
and it should be active once we accelerate on the takeoff roll. Let's go back here to our pin chart. Doesn't have flight fault.
Athens departure, easy 31 Yankee Romeo, passing 1,800 feet, climbing to 6,000 feet. Easy 31 Yankee Romeo, Athens departure, identified climb flight level 190. Climb flight level 190, easy 31 Yankee Romeo.
Should have one. So this is the beep. Where's BBAX? It's not here. Yeah, it's not here. BBAX is not here. What matters is the Kia one, the Kia VOR. We are in Kia 1 November. Oh, never mind. Kia 1 November ends at the VOR. BBAX is another departure. Maybe 1 November. So it's an extension, so should be some. We're going to turn directly towards our flight plan here. Alright.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, contact FNA radar 125.2.
Center on 125.2 LR Whiskey Tango 3, Ever, good evening. Athens radar, LR Whiskey Tango 3, good evening, passing flight level 213, climbing to flight level 240.
LR Whiskey Tango 3, Athens radar, good evening, identified, climb flight level 350.
Climb flight level 350, LR Whiskey Tango 3.
Athens radar, Turkish 3 Alpha X-ray heavy, good evening, flight level 216. Turkish 3 Alpha X-ray heavy, Athens radar identified, climb flight level 270. Climb flight level 270, Turkish 3 Alpha X-ray heavy.
Speaking of KFC, Trexie, the other day I read somewhere that KFC has this, I won't say burger, I mean, it's what they sell, looks like a burger, but it's actually chicken, right? But they do have a chicken meal where instead of the hamburger bun, they add a donut, an actual frosty pink donut on top. I think it's something to do with The Simpsons, the cartoon. How can you eat that? A chicken, fried chicken, with a donut? I don't understand. But hey, it looks like it sounds like it's popular. Not sure how many people would like that. Apparently, some do like it. Hey, to each his own, right? Sounds awful to me. Sorry.
X-ray heavy, contact Macedonia radar 133.655, bye-bye. Center on 133.655, Turkish 3 Alpha X-ray heavy. Engine 7 Romeo Echo, contact Athens arrival 132.975. Contact Athens arrival 132.975, Engine 7 Romeo Echo. Athens radar, EGN 807, good evening, flight level 182. EGN 807, Athens radar identified. EGN 807, contact Athens arrival 132.975. Contact Athens arrival 132.975, EGN 807. Athens radar, Easy 31 Yankee Romeo, passing flight level 162, climbing to flight level 190. Easy 31 Yankee Romeo, Athens radar, good evening identified, climb flight level 390. Climb flight level 390, Easy 31 Yankee Romeo. LR Whiskey Tango 3, contact Athens radar 133.325.
Center on 133.325, LR Whiskey Tango 3. Athens radar, LR Whiskey Tango 3, passing flight level 274, climbing to flight level 350, direct Estes.
LR Whiskey Tango 3, Athens radar identified.
nice tailwind for a change. That will allow us to get a little extra hump for our flight. Should be ready to prep our flight, our arrival I mean. So we're expecting, so Ben Gurion is right here, and as you can see there are a lot of routes here that circle the airport, and you need to enter a specific route. You see all these red areas are no-fly zones, especially this one. You probably heard what, you might know what it is. Doesn't matter now. What matters is that you can't go north because there's a no-fly zone with the border with the northern country here, which I'm not going to mention, and there's another border here to the south full of no-fly zones here, and these are pretty dense conflict areas. In fact, on the next flight I'm taking an airplane that's going to depart from Tel Aviv, and that particular airplane has simulated the GPS jamming and spoofing, so I'm a bit concerned. I might, as soon as I take off, I'm going to be, the plane's going to be spoofed.
BT11 Golf, contact Athens radar 126.125, bye-bye.
Contact Athens radar 126.125, BT11
As
Golf.
for the approach itself, so let's look into the flight plan here. We are expecting Hamos 1 Bravo to LLBG runway 21, so let's set that up for now. Probably ILS, so, and we do have a couple of transitions. We'll take a look at the map. Amos 1 Bravo it is. And now we need to select either get to or take off. So we're coming back here to the charts. Let's search arrival, star. So we've already selected Amos 1 Bravo. Amos, see, not many approaches here. Not many to select because there's only one corridor.
X-ray heavy.
So
Good evening,
Amos 1
flight
Bravo
level 310.
will bring us
33 Alpha
straight
X-ray
in,
heavy, Athens radar
and then
identified.
turn right here for an indirect approach on the 1 Bravo. Not sure why you should pick a 1 Alpha 1 Bravo, maybe for traffic separation most likely. And then we have takeoff.
Athens radar, channel 3 November X-ray, passing flight level 320, descending to 6,000
Just
feet.
confirm if that's what we're going to get.
Channel 3 November X-ray, Athens radar identified.
21.
Aircraft 756, contact Athens radar 126.125.
Yeah, that's about it. We only have to select Gin2 or takeoff. Gin2 probably is outside the scope of this flight, so we're going to select takeoff for now. Of course, like yesterday, it might change. If it does, we'll come back here. As for performance, we're going to select flaps 30,
Athens radar
149
comes at
knots.
7148, passing flight level 303,
That's good.
descending to flight level 180.
Done.
Tomjet 7148,
Just
Athens
set
radar
the
identified.
MDA, and the MDA for this airport is
Turkish 3 Alpha X-ray
303.
heavy, contact Ankara control 128.625.
Center on 128.625, Turkish 3 Alpha X-ray heavy, bye-bye.
Because it's so hard to control it. It's not really a rotating knob. It's, if you rotate to the left it will decrease, you rotate to the right it increases. To use in real life it works well, but here it's a pain on the yeah. You got it.
39 Mike X-ray, contact
303 it
Ankara
is.
control 128.925. Contact Ankara control
So you see if I
128.925,
press
easy 39 Mike
the
X-ray.
digits will start rolling pretty fast. Look at that. And now I have the tendency to overshoot the last few digits. It's always overshooting for me. 3, 1, 2, 3. Done. Hopefully I don't have to touch that. Yeah, only if they change the arrival. So
LL Whiskey Tango 3, contact Athens radar 126.125, bye-bye.
Selected.
Center on 126.125, LL Whiskey Tango 3. Athens radar, LL Whiskey Tango 3, good evening. Passing flight level 332, climbing to flight level 350.
That's 2-1, so incorrect chart.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, Athens radar, identified.
Oh, it's... okay. So decision height is 334. Again, subjected to change. Let's just go with the flow for now. Done. Runway 21, 21, 21. Alright. And as for the star, it's Amos 1 Alpha, correct? So we'll keep it here.
Athens radar, Helijet 4 Lima Mike, good evening, flight level 370.
Reaching the top of climb.
Helijet 4 Lima Mike, Athens radar, identified.
Athens radar, Channel 61 Bravo, flight level 390.
Channel 61 Bravo, Athens radar, identified.
Sorry for being a moonless night. I don't pick these things. I could have watched the moon phases before I selected to fly these flights at night, but honestly, I like it flying at night. I really do. And, yeah. So this plane doesn't really have a lot of lighting on the outside view, only for the wings and the tail.
Athens radar, Griffin 70 November, flight level 340.
So that's why you don't really see
Griffin
the
7
nose that
Sierra
well.
November, Athens radar, identified. Channel 61 Bravo, contact Athens radar 123.725, bye-bye.
Contact Athens radar 123.725, Channel 61 Bravo. Beauty 11 Golf, contact Macedonia radar 127.475. Center on 127.475, PT11 Golf, bye-bye.
Athens radar, easy 53 Zulu Golf, good evening, flight level 337.
Easy 53 Zulu Golf, Athens radar identified. FCAT 756, contact Macedonia radar 127.475.
Contact Macedonia radar 127.475, FCAT 756, have a good evening.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, contact Athens radar 123.725.
Contact Athens radar 123.725, LL Whiskey Tango 3. Athens radar, LL Whiskey Tango 3, flight level 350.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, Athens radar identified. Tom 62 Delta, contact anchor, control 128.9025, bye-bye.
Contact anchor, control 128.9025, Tomjet 62 Delta.
Sky Motor 7582, contact Athens radar 127.9075.
Center on 127.9075, Sky Motor 7582.
Athens radar with Malta 240 to flight level 340. With Malta 240 to Athens radar identified. Whiskey Tango 3, contact Nicosia radar 129.555, bye-bye.
Contact Nicosia radar 129.555, LR Whiskey Tango 3. Nicosia radar, LR Whiskey Tango 3, flight level 350.
And we're back.
LR Whiskey Tango 3, Nicosia radar identified.
So, I'm gonna get out of time compression because I want to do something. I'm gonna search for this light source, so bear with me. So where's this light source? It's coming from somewhere over here, so I'm pretty sure this is something to do with the cabin light. And look at that. It's some light source coming from up here. And it shouldn't bleed into the cockpit, but it does. Now it should be bleed in, but once we close the door, it shouldn't, but it still does. I really like a dark cockpit environment that lighting doesn't interfere with possible object detection. So I'm really not keen on seeing these kinds of things. And I've noticed in the past, if I try to come here to the panel, and turn that off, so if I completely turn off the lights, now the lights are turned off, but notice that there's still a weird light source. That you could say these are the emergency lights, and I'll be fine with that, but there doesn't appear to be any actual light source. So I think this is a little bug from PMDG. All lights are turned off, as you can see on the panel here, including the service lights, these lights. And these should be off as well, but they're still on. This one and that one, and I think throughout the airplane there's also some phantom light turned on, I mean. So every light, so this is the work light, so this is, let me turn that on. Alright, this is the actual work light there. That one is like, is that control? Yep, that's also the working light. So what are these lights here? If I turn them all to cruise mode, they do turn on, but that light is always on. So there's definitely an issue here, and I'm gonna comment that one day with the crew, the PMDG crew. So let's just put this on auto mode. Now it's blue colored, but look at that, even the blue, this is a beautiful blue color that illuminates the upper ceiling, but with this weird phantom light, it just dilutes the blue effect, and it becomes very weird, and it bleeds into the cockpit as well. So something to work on, deliberate.
Sierra radar, Suntalk 620, passing flight level 350, climbing to flight level 3990.
At this point, we are looking towards the top of the descent in a moment. About 40 miles will probably be given our approach briefing. And I'm noticing this thing happened before a few moments ago. Ghost flights, they are co-altitude with us, so at the same altitude as us, but I don't see them. I don't really see them, unless the planes are a little buggy. Let's see if I can see that one. It's on top 10 nautical miles ahead. Oops, nope, nothing. Can you see them, Betsy? Say I see them. Those bright dots are stars, by the way. Don't get confused. But we do have an airplane that's co-altitude with us. It just passed through our left, and it's actually pretty close to us. No, actually it's not. We just passed it. But that one is at 10 nautical miles, 10,000 feet above us, or 1,000 feet above us, sorry. We should be able to see it here, but we don't. Just the stars. At night, believe it or not, it's safer to fly because lights are brighter than a plane during daylight. So an object at daylight is much less perceived as a light at night. So it's actually safer to fly at night in terms of visual acquisition. Of course, there are other effects, such as planes that come from blind spots and all that. I mean, if a plane is coming from a blind spot towards you, it's pretty hard to avoid it. There's been studies that the most dangerous location for a plane to come, it's actually from an angle of 45 degrees, because it comes in so fast that you don't have time to interact. And planes coming from aft, of course, you can't see them. Planes coming from a front aspect or a side aspect are easier to identify and most likely avoided. But if a plane comes from that position there, 45 degrees, or that position, well, that position over there, 45 degrees, it's a lot less perceptible. For some reason, our brains don't compute the speeds that well at those angles, and they don't perceive them as threats. So it's very important to keep your, well, they do perceive it as threats, it's just the reaction time is much less evident. If the plane comes from the front, even at day, you can probably see the little speckle growing. And same if you have a big window to your side, this one right here. But because we have the pillar, and this is something that some airplanes have managed to avoid because they have that embedded window, like the A350 or the A220. They kind of avoid this pillar here. They still have the pillar there, it's just set a little aft, and there's no side window.
Radar, Turkish 8 Charlie Juliet, flight level 320.
The visibility is increased, and of course
identified.
Issues are mitigated, but not exactly solved. The descent prepped, we just need to confirm which one will be given. And aside that little bug with ILS armed on the ground, which was really weird, so far so good. I think the plane is flying well. No issues, at least for now. Famous last words, right?
Nicosia radar, Jordanian 116.
I wonder if it's a preset I saved. Let's see if that's the case.
Jordanian 116, Nicosia radar,
So
identified.
even though
Turkish 4 Tango Alpha, contact
doesn't
Nicosia radar
save
128.08. Sender on
kilograms
128.08, Turkish 4 Tango Alpha, bye-bye.
so startup state is ready. I think I saved this one. And maybe when I saved it I was in ILS mode. I'm going to select this one as the active start. Cold start state to cold dark GPU. That's a better state, especially for my live streams, which I said already I love to start the plane from scratch. I gotta have some fun, guys. I know a pilot rarely enters in a cold and dark plane unless it's the first flight of the day, but still, it's one of the things I like the most. So I said earlier about 1 hour flight, I meant 1 hour in actual real time, not in sim flight time. So it's going to be about 1.5 hours, sorry, in real flight, approximately, maybe 1 hour 45 minutes total sim flight. But for the live stream, I hope it's less than an hour, or I was hoping to be less than an hour. So Drexy's already asleep, aren't you, Drexy? Andrew, how are you, buddy? It's been a long time since we talked about golf and all those things. And everybody else, if anybody wants to chat, feel free to join me on my chat. This is a small channel. I do flights for you guys, so appreciate if someone comes by and talks. Always do, especially to ask questions. I need to make another AMA. I did one written AMA. You're sleeping? Yeah, I'll bet. I bet you would love to be on this flight. I don't know what you think about flying to Israel these days. It's probably not that safe, but I bet you would love to be on a flight somewhere nice and sleep on board. Oh, by the way, PMDG pens. Click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. There's also another Easter egg. Where is it? It's the cup. There it is. Pick your poison, they say. So that's a macchiato. This is a black coffee or nothing, or PMDG soda. Even have the little can opening noise. Oh, nice. Like a water bottle. You know, could be water, could be anything. There it is. I prefer a little soda. PMDG soda.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, clear to arrival, runway 12.
So we're going for runway 12, that's good to know. Go to 2, so...
Cleared coded to arrival, runway 12,
completely
Whiskey
different
Tango 3.
approach. Yeah, it happens. Go to 2, so probably go to... Yeah, let's pick up the charts now. Unpin this one. Unpin this one. So it's GoDad 2. This one. And the approach is ILS runway 2, probably ILS. It's actually the one I was looking at. That's ironic. And the one I was picking the decision height from. I was right. I was just predicting the future. So M303. Oh, too much to see. That's why I hate it. Really hate this knob. It used to be so simple. It was just a rotating knob. Why did Boeing change that? I think the Max has the same issue. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Alright. Let's not touch that ever again. So first of all, we go to GoDad. Pretty straight in approach. No funky turning. Also had a little fix here for when we went to my approach chart. So 116. So let's say go down
Allow
to
Whiskey Tango 3 report ready for descent.
Will do.
Wilco, allow Whiskey Tango 3.
So,
EGN 927, contact Athene radar 123.725.
LLBG
Contact Athene radar 123.725, EGN 927, good day.
21. No. Oh, it's LLBG. Now we're going to set
Allow Whiskey Tango 3, contact Nicosia radar 128.605, good day.
Contact Nicosia radar 128.605, LR Whiskey Tango 3, good day. Nicosia radar, LR Whiskey Tango 3, flight level 350. LR Whiskey Tango 3, Nicosia radar identified.
Alright, so we're going to set 296 distance, so 296 / 10 nautical miles. Alright. We don't need to reset. What are you talking about? So there it is, there's our fix there. So let's call ready for descent.
LR Whiskey Tango 3, ready for descent. LR Whiskey Tango 3, descent to 13,000 feet, QNH 1010. Descent to 13,000 feet, QNH 1010, LR Whiskey Tango 3. LR Whiskey Tango 3, maintain 260 knots. Maintain 260 knots, LR Whiskey Tango 3.
Descending. We're actually descending on performance, which is always nice. So descent checklist. NTI is not required. Recall. Oh, this is for the max. Sorry, this plane doesn't have a recall. What was I doing? Landing altitude. We're going to set this one to runway elevation 4 feet. So we're going to set this to 50. That's the minimum. And that's it. Descent checklist above the line complete. Now we just descend and wait for the next phases. Let's just confirm we don't have a discontinuity. Discontinuity here. 1, 2. Good. Good, you're good. That's Israel right up on 12. You're in the middle of the plane. You know where the middle of the plane usually is? If you're talking about the center of mass. That's right on the central fuel tanks. You want to be inside the fuel tanks. That's the very middle of the plane, by the way. If you're talking about physically, of course, you're talking about mid-cabin. I understand that. I was just joking. We're 400 feet above the optimal descent, 450 feet. The plane will oscillate, especially if there's wind, and we do.
Nicosia radar, Jordanian 112 heavy, good evening, passing flight level 260, descending to 9,000 feet.
So Nicosia is set
Jordanian
on
112 heavy, Nicosia
Malta
radar
Island?
identified.
Or is it Cyprus? Oh, it's Cyprus, guys. Sorry, I usually confuse both islands. Don't know why. They're just two islands in the middle of the Mediterranean, but they could be different. They couldn't be more different. One is a little small island on the central western side of the Mediterranean Sea. The other is on the opposite end, and it's a lot bigger. Cyprus. Cyprus is somewhere over there, I believe. That's Cyprus, and that's already the coast. That's probably the northern area, countries north of Israel, which I'm not going to name. Yeah, that's no problem. It's Lebanon and Syria, no problem. Just that's not mixed politics with flying.
Jordanian 112 Heavy, contact Tel-Aviv Control 121.4.
Contact Tel-Aviv Control 121.4, Jordanian 112 Heavy.
Aircraft landing in Tel Aviv, or at least crossing Tel Aviv airspace. Flying's been smooth, aside for that little hiccup in the beginning, little bug with the ILS armed on the ground. Other than that, it's been quite uneventful, and that's the way we like it. So this is Key 1 November. Oh, what am I doing? This is Star Godad 2. This is the one. So we're coming out of Zuko, then Kunfo. There's Zuko, there's Kunfo. So that's the beginning of the Star RNAV approach. So we already know the runway. Let's perform the landing calculations. So import, so 1, 2, import from the aircraft. We're going to land with auto brakes 1, reverse and all OP, no normal condition none, vRAAS at 5. We're going to use autopilot, auto throttle, that's what I meant. We're going to land with flaps 30 and air conditioning on, anti-ice not armed. Let's sync the weather. 1827, pretty hot. And we got a factored, I think this is factored, landing distance at 8,300 feet. No meters, but it's alright. We can use feet. We got a vRAAS of 151. That's vRAAS plus 5. And landing distance required is 8,000 feet. I'm not sure why we can't have kilograms on this calculator, but it's better than not having one at all. So let's just see where we're at right now. Pretty close to the Israeli airspace. This is when, if you do have an airplane that simulates GPS spoofing, as you get to this area here, the general area, you'll start getting some interference with your GPS positioning. One of the first things you'll notice is that your EGPWS will tell you terrain. Too low gear, terrain. And it's going to be like that for a while because GPS spoofing and GPS jamming also interferes with the EGPWS because it's constantly calculating where you're at. And having such an interference, the plane will go nuts. The blue line, by the way, is vectors out, so that's why you have a blue line here. So the green line is my fix, the magenta is the current flight plan, and the blue line is the armed go-around plan. Just in case I need to go around, it's telling me that the last thing I'll get to see is vectors.
155, good evening, passing 3,100 feet, descending to 6,000 feet.
Taram 155, Nick is your radar, identified.
Taram. For a long time I thought Taram was Israeli. It's not. I don't know what country of origin it is, but it's not Israeli. So I was talking with some other guy the other day about Israeli airlines. They don't have many. I was talking about, of course, El Al, the one I made today. I was also talking about Arkia. And then for some reason I thought Tarom was also Israel. It's not. I think it's either Polish or something like that. You guys can check it. I'm bad at geography, but apparently I'm also bad at Middle East airlines. It's no big deal, actually. So runway course, we can set that up right now. Let's go back here to the approach. OS course will be 116.
Nicosia radar, Israel 943, passing flight level 242, descending to 2,100 feet.
Israel 943, Nicosia radar identified.
Nicosia radar, Jordanian 116, predicting flight level 350.
And the frequency is 113.
Jordanian 116, Nicosia radar identified.
10.3. Same on this side. Oh my god. Yep, clear. Oh, so 110. Decimal 3. 110 decimal 3. Right. Below. Oh, transition altitude.
Taron 155, contact Tel-Aviv control 121.4, bye-bye.
Center on 121.4, Taron 155, good day.
Let's go local.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, descend to 11,000 feet, QNH 1010.
Descend to 11,000 feet, QNH 1010, allow Whiskey Tango 3.
1010 set. Cross checked. Right, we will continue our descent rate. A little above still. But we do have a tailwind, so the plane doesn't want to overspeed. So that's why it's taking its sweet time to intercept the optimal rate, the optimal descent rate.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, maintain 250 knots.
Maintain 250 knots, allow Whiskey Tango 3.
Alright, let's get our comms back.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, reduce speed to 40 knots.
Reduce speed to 40 knots, LL Whiskey Tango 3.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, reduce speed to 20 knots.
Not this again. Reduce speed to 20 knots, LL to Whiskey Tango 3.
Israel 943, contact Nicosia radar 128.08.
That's another Israeli airline.
Contact Nicosia
Israel.
radar 128.08, Israel 943, have a good evening.
See that black area? You guys know where that is? Politics aside, it's just like looking at North Korea. You got Pyongyang with all the city lights, but then complete darkness on the rest of the country.
Nicosia radar, Arkia 2550, passing 3,100 feet, descending to 5,000 feet.
Arkia 2550, Nicosia radar identified.
There's one. Okay, clear. see that one crossing beneath us. And the plane is having real trouble keeping up with the optimal descent rate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my speed brakes.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, descend to 9,000 feet.
Descend 9,000 feet, LL Whiskey Tango 3. Like I was saying, I'm going to open my speed brake. Ever so slightly from flight intent, so the plane can lower its nose. Plane is slowly lowering its nose so we can catch up.
Nicosia radar with Malta 3 Tango November, passing 19,900 feet, climbing to flight level 340.
With Malta 3 Tango November, Nicosia radar identified.
So even with tailwind, we passed the 1 hour 30 minutes on the in-flight mark. So a little longer than I thought. This will still be one of the shortest flights off.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, descend via start to 5,000 feet, QNH 1010.
Descend via star 5,000 feet, LL Whiskey Tango 3, QNH 1010. But that was badly formatted, I'm sorry.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, increase speed to 70 knots.
Increase speed to 70 knots, LL Whiskey Tango 3. Plane's probably overshooting us, that's why it's telling us to accelerate.
RK to 550, contact Tel-Aviv control 121.4.
Contact Tel-Aviv control 121.4, RK to 550.
Set local QNH below
LL Whiskey Tango 3, contact Pendurian approach 120.5.
120.5, LL Whiskey Tango 3.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, reduce speed 250 knots.
Reduce speed to 50 knots.
Pendurian departure with Malta 5 Hotel Victor, good evening, passing 1,700 feet, climbing to 8,000 feet.
Pendurian approach, LL Whiskey Tango 3 with you 8,500, descending to 5,000.
Pendurian departure, RK 2550, passing 9,700 feet, descending to 5,000 feet with information echo. LL Whiskey Tango 3, Pendurian approach, information echo current, good evening, QNH 1010, expect the ILS approach runway 12 with the GODET transition.
Expect ILS approach runway 12 with the GODET transition, QNH 1010, LL Whiskey Tango 3.
Round 155, cleared direct BG 304, cross BG 304 at or above 6,000 feet, cleared ILS approach runway 30.
Cleared direct BG 304, cross BG 304 at or above 6,000 feet, cleared ILS approach runway 30, Param 155.
No wonder I thought Taram was Israeli. I keep hearing Taram flights in and out of Israel.
With Malta 5 Hotel Victor, contact Tel-Aviv control 121.4, have a good evening. Contact Tel-Aviv control 121.4 with Malta 5 Hotel Victor.
Speed brakes in. We'll just leave it marked. And yes, we really have to do this stupid motion. Don't ask. I have an axis for this, but it's not working. I'm not sure why. There's our 10 nautical mile radial. assign altitude. We're below that plane over there. The plane's actually decelerating slightly to keep up with the constraints.
All aircraft be advised, information Foxtrot now current QNH 1010.
10107 cross-checked. Within our TFC radio, so it's descending and it will be within our bubble moment.
RKL 2550 cleared, direct coded, cross coded at or above 5,000 feet, cleared ILS approach runway 12. Cleared, direct coded, cross coded at or above 5,000 feet, cleared ILS approach runway 12, RKL 2550.
You can see the plane airport, I mean, up ahead. And there's some whisks of clouds, nothing serious.
Allow Whiskey Tango 3 cleared, direct coded, cross coded at or above 5,000 feet, cleared ILS approach runway 12.
Was that for me? Clear, direct, go dead, at above 5,000 feet, clear for the ILS, approach runway 12, allow Whiskey Tango 3. There's the airport right there. That airplane up front is going to be an issue, isn't it? Let's reduce our speed again. Got ILS info. Just giving a little wide distance from that plane up ahead. So we are clear for the ILS. We're going to select approach mode. Plane is already intercepting localizer. Lock boxed. We got single channel. Heading is 116 for the runway. Speed check flaps 1. So we can lower the noise a bit. The nose, I mean.
Allow Whiskey Tango 3 minimum approach speed.
Minimum approach speed, allow Whiskey Tango 3. Let's go minimum approach speed. That's vRAAS, so 151. Set flaps 5. Glideslope boxed. I think we can go all the way to flaps 15 without give warning. Nope. Right, gear down. Landing checklist. Let me just reduce my speed here to the vRAAS.
Arkia 2550, contact Ben Gurion Tower 134.6. Contact Tower 134.6, Arkia 2550, good day.
Flaps 25. Good. Flaps 30. The usage of flaps in this situation is just to lower the nose, so we have a clear view of the approach. That looks good. We're just going to wait for a landing confirmation. Report established. Ben Gurion Tower, LL Whiskey Tango 3 established ILS runway 12.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, roger.
Pressure on the ATC. I don't want to go around. Let's reduce our speed ever so slightly. Below vRAAS. Just to get a little leverage.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, contact Ben Gurion Tower 134.6, bye-bye.
134.6, LL Whiskey Tango 3. Ben Gurion Tower, LL Whiskey Tango 3, established ILS runway 12.
LL Whiskey Tango 3, Ben Gurion Tower, continue.
2500.
Continue LL Whiskey Tango 3. 2500 check. There's our 3-degree glide path. We're right on the money. Now Arkia landing will leave. We're below vRAAS already. I'm just giving time for that plane to just land and vacate. That plane just needs this. Oh yeah, there it is. It's not beneath this, but it's very close. It's climbing. Probably took off from runway 21 or something. Or going around. Let me sit down correctly. Oh, here we go. Come on. Make me go around, please. Can go as low as 135. Not more than that.
Ben Gurion Tower, Tarom 155, ILS approach runway 30.
Arkia 2550, exit right at Charlie. Exit right at Charlie, Arkia 2550.
Right on
Tarom
verge of-
155, Ben Gurion Tower, continue.
1000.
Good go Tarom 155.
Still not cleared. Plane is bubbling a little bit because I'm below vRAAS. That's not the best thing to do.
Approaching 1, 2.
With variable 3 knots, runway
Alright.
12 clear to land.
Clear to land LL Whiskey Tango 3.
No LL Whiskey Tango 3, clear to land, runway 12.
Clear to land runway 12 LL Whiskey Tango 3. My bad. Autopilot. Oops. That was very tight.
Approaching minimums.
Confirmed.
Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Reverse. set. No, auto-brakes not set. And now they're disarmed as they should. No need.
Whiskey Tango 3, exit right at Charlie.
Right at Charlie, Whiskey Tango 3. There it is. I think this is Charlie.
Hello, Whiskey Tango 3, contact ground 121.75, good day.
Ground 121.75, good day, hello, Whiskey Tango 3. Hello, Ben Gurion ground, hello, Whiskey Tango 3, taxi to the assigned gate.
Hello, Whiskey Tango 3, taxi to ramp November 0 Echo via Yankee, Kilo, Foxtrot Mike 4.
You handle that. Taxi to ramp November 0 Echo via Yankee, Kilo, Foxtrot, M4, Mike 4, allow Whiskey Tango 3. So, not the right one, unpin this one. So, airport, ingredient. Alright, so we are at Yankee. Just landed on runway 12. Where's runway 12? Okay. Then right at Yankee, right here. Now we need to go via Kilo, turn right, then Foxtrot. Where's Foxtrot? Foxtrot inside. Probably one of these via M4. M2, M1, oh, there it is, M4 right here. Alright. Alright, so, hold on. So, we are Yankee 1. Then we need to go via Kilo, or maybe this is Kilo, to Mike, and then Mike 4. This is Mike, not Fox. Really confusing parking here, guys. But I think I got the gist of it, so. Or maybe. There's Mike 2. There's no Fox here. So I think that we should go Kilo. Yeah, I think this is Kilo, then Mike 2. Not Mike 4. And it should be
Taron 155, taxi to ramp 31 Yankee via Romeo Alpha, Mike Charlie Echo, cross runway 03.
Taxi to ramp 31 Yankee via Romeo Alpha, Mike Charlie Echo, cross runway 03, Taron 155.
First thing first, we need to make a right-hand turn here.
Archeo 161, cross runway 26, taxi to holding point Echo 1 runway 26 via Echo.
Cross runway 26, taxi to holding point Echo 1 runway 26 via Echo, Archeo 161.
Archeo 161, contact Ben Gurion Tower 134.6.
Over to Tower 134.6, Archeo 161.
To this point here, where we'll turn left. It's definitely not this apron here. Oh, just set this to steady. Turn off.
Monitor radar display. Go around. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead. Wind shear ahead.
So just weather off. APU available. And switch off. Single engine taxi. Speed brake. Funky way to control the speed brake. I wish there was another way, but I just cannot operate that thing correctly. Electrical. Just wait. Don't bleed for now. After landing checklist, auto brakes set off. Flaps retracted, speed brakes down. Landing lights are off. Strobe lights are set to steady. Taxi lights on, transponder altitude off. APU as required. APU generation set on engine 1. Terrain and weather displays off. And the clock will stop once we get to the gate. Right, we're coming up on our first. So this is not the first. On the first turn, we'll be on the second turn. Hydraulic and air conditioning. Let's keep the electrical one. Don't need to turn off. I'm gonna have some issues if we do that. See this mode? So now it's in post ILS, and on the 737, it doesn't usually clear unless you completely reset the autopilot. It still leaves the runway indication there.
Israel 343 at ramp 0
I
Yankee,
honestly
request
don't know
pushback.
how to clear that. I never knew how to clear that, to be honest.
Israel 343, Ben Gurion ground, pushback and engine
need to
start
read
approved.
about it.
Stay southeast.
But this is how
Pushback
I
and engine start
encountered the
approved. Stay
plane
southeast, Israel 343.
before when I was departing from Athens. So, in that condition, you cannot arm the LNAV because the plane is on ILS mode. So this is our turn here. We are at this turn here, or is it this one? Not sure, but this is our turn here. Probably this turn here. Now our gate should be somewhere right in front of us. Question is, which one? Something wrong with this airport. It looks like a default airport. I do have this airport flight sim.
Israel 343, request taxi.
Israel 343, taxi via Romeo, Hotel, Echo, hold short of runway 12.
Taxi via Romeo, Hotel, Echo, hold short of runway 12, Israel 343.
There it is. So yeah, this is the default airport. It's not supposed to look like this, not by a long shot. Because I do have this airport, unless I uninstalled it by accident. There's our agent there. See you, buddy.
Israel 343 via Foxtrot, cross runway 12, taxi via Romeo, Hotel Echo, hold short of runway 26.
It was just me
Via Foxtrot, cross runway 12, taxi via Romeo, Hotel Echo, hold short of runway 26, Israel 343.
These two cart wheels, cart planes, cargo carts doing so close to the plane, I don't know. We'll just keep on going. Set. Engine shut down. Ah, I got the guy dancing. Look at that. That happens when you park perfectly. Really fun. I used to hate that because I thought it was silly, but now I just, yeah. Alright, let's complete ground ops, set chokes, ground power, request.
The boarding requested.
Guy's dancing again. Ground power connected. APU power off. Alright. Parking and shutdown checklist. Parking brakes set. Taxi lights are off. Chocks are set. External power connected. APU is off. Fuel control switches are both cut off. Anti-collision lights to off. Flight directors both off. 1 and 2. Yaw damper off. Hydraulic pumps, electrical hydraulic pumps set off. Seatbelt signs off. Probe heat off. And doors are open. So, welcome to Israel. Welcome to Ben Gurion Airport. Pretty
Passengers
sure
bus is coming.
I had the not the default airport installed, but something went wrong. Not sure why. I'll take a look at it after we end this flight. I'll probably uninstall the airport for some reason, and it was my bad. So yeah, here we are at Israel.
Israel 343, cross runway 26, taxi to holding point, Echo 1, runway 26 via Echo.
Cross runway 26, taxi to holding point, Echo 1, runway 26 via Echo, Israel 343.
After a little hiccup with the airplane's logics, but I think I figured it out. I saved the flight situation, I believe, after landing. Here comes the bus, so I believe I just saved that situation after landing it, so yeah. Stop dancing, girl. Why is she dancing?
Passengers deboarding starting.
What are you doing, lady? Look, the passengers are deboarding and you're doing this show now? What about the other guy? Is he also there? No, the other guy's working. The other guy's a professional. You're not, lady. Can you believe this girl? Anyway, this is a serious flight from a serious airline. You guys are working for LL. You should be behaving. Right? Here comes the passengers. So guys, if you like what you saw, leave a like, subscribe, and there's also a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description if you're feeling like donating. Every contribution for the Buy Me a Coffee page is reinvested in new aircraft. I already have a new aircraft in perspective, although I will continue my world tour, but until the end of this week you might be having a little surprise. Can't really say what it is right now, but I'm prepping something really cool, so I hope you guys will enjoy it as much as I am doing it. And yeah, next flight, we're out of Tel Aviv, we're out of Israel, and flying to Dubai. Yeah, that's right, we're flying out of Israel to Dubai on the next one. And will you join me? I would really love to, if you could. This has been the Glideslope. The flight was cool, some little hiccups, some little bugs, and I really don't like the fact that my airport looks like this. So my apologies for that simple thing, but to me, if I'm able to get the airports where I'm flying my world tour... Oh, what is this? Oh, that's scary, man. Don't do that to me. So, like I was saying, if we're able to get all the airports from where I'm flying in my world tour, then that's a good go. If not, then I will just not fly there. There's a reason for that, for the flight I picked. It's not just because I wanted to make as fewer legs as possible, but I also needed to have the airports. So if I didn't have the airports, I wouldn't fly there. So this is bothering me quite a lot. Because I remember I flew to Tel Aviv in the past, so I must have uninstalled the airport for some reason. Anyway, next time will be better. I hope to reinstall the scenery. Guys, if you like what you saw, don't forget like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I'll see you next time. This has been the Glideslope signing off. Goodbye.
The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread
yes, Trixie, Dubai International. We're going to Dubai International on the next flight. I hope to see you there. Bye. And also by Stan Goyen 77, hi and goodbye. You just arrived at the end. And goodbye, Andrew. See you next time.
Passengers bus is coming.
I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soared into the